Okay, so it seems like recently VTubers have been getting haunted by spirits and things, and it's essentially gotten to a point where a lot of people have been talking about this because there's been one clip going pretty viral with the Nijisanji liver Sara Hoshikawa, who essentially had a clip over on her VOD, which apparently has been muted now, but essentially there was a little clip that we found, and also like a little transcript apparently of there being some kind of like haunted behavior going on within the stream. Now, essentially, there was a post put out by Rima, obviously translating a lot of stuff because obviously it's in Japanese to go, and of course follow her, saying Nijisanji liver Sara Hoshikawa had a mysterious, creepy voice slip into her live stream while she was watching JJK. So she was watching JJK, and some viewers have described the voice as sounding like Rika's from Jujutsu Kaisen, which is like, again, extremely odd, right? They say initially Sara did not notice the voice, but listeners pointed it out in the VOD. When she listened to it afterwards, she was really creeped out. So this wasn't like a replay, I don't think, of the the video itself. At least I don't think so, of JJK itself. I don't think this was any promotional thing because she was actually creeped out and called a colleague to come and stay at her house. She then received advice from other livers to perform purification rituals as she believed it was some kind of paranormal activity. Sara also issued a statement regarding this matter, saying, "Report, in the previous simultaneous watch stream, there was some audio I don't remember recording. I asked various people for help, and just to be safe, I had a purification done too, and now the relevant part of the archive has been muted. Sorry to everyone I scared. Hoshikawa was scared too, but I'll switch gears and keep on streaming fun for now on whatever that is. So what could it possibly be?" So yeah, obviously a lot of people had their own theories, but this is the clip that's been going pretty viral. At least it gives you a little taster of what this is, what this sounds like and what the kind of voice was speaking on it. We also have a transcript as well, which we'll go through in a sec. Here it is.
Nice.
So again, you can hear it very slightly there. Obviously, it's kind of like groaning or whatever, and it does kind of sound like Rika from JJK. But again, I don't know if that's I don't think it's a voice line from it or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Obviously, that's very creepy, right? Obviously, people saying I have no words to explain this. Dude, I was so creeped out listening to the video. Said you heard a homeless person living in a closet which had developed respiratory issues because of mold in there. So it could have been a mosquito, but I won't deny the possibility of paranormal activity. They exist, especially if you live in Southeast Asia. And yeah, I don't know I'm assuming she lives in Japan, but maybe not. I don't know where she lives. But again, maybe there could be a high amount of mosquitoes there. I don't know. Saying it's been a while since I heard from Sara. She's a good egg. No idea what the voice is, but it sounds like a possessed creature. Holy, some people are already saying she's hiding a boyfriend, but I don't want to entertain that theory. I don't think it is, right? I don't think that voice or what that sound is. It sounds like it's interfering with the actual stream itself rather than coming through her mic, because obviously if it's coming through her mic, she probably would have picked up on that. She probably would have heard that, especially if it was going on for a longer amount of time than this, by the way. And obviously there's been some people discussing it here saying the part on her VOD is already muted, but I'll retweet a post with the actual sound still intact. Listen at your own peril. And obviously you say, wait, which Hoshikawa? I said I listened to it. It sounds raspy from her voice because it ends as soon as she breathes in, which yeah, it does kind of sound like that, of course. Again, you can hear it. She kind of breathes in and then it ends.
Nice.
Which I can actually understand that a little bit better, right? I think, that sounds like someone maybe breathing in and they've got a bit of like a congested cough or something, right? You breathe in and go, and then you can kind of hear it. But again, I don't know, because she seems to be laughing a lot and sometimes, those noises can come out. And that might be why she hasn't noticed it, right? But obviously, she seems to be very creeped out by it either way. Obviously, it's a translation, basically, from the aftermath of the paranormal activity on a stream. Not 100% verbatim, if you're wondering. If you're wondering why I put out a newspaper article instead of clipping, it's because she forbade clipping of the stream. It was a few nights ago, after I took a bath, I went to dry myself. When I dry myself, I usually do it while looking at my smartphone. I was just casually looking at the comment section of my JJK watch along stream, and then I saw a timestamp saying, "What sound is this?" I was wondering what sound it is, so I clicked on it. Then I heard something really bad. It was so bad I stopped the video in 0.1 seconds. This sounds like it would not ever be heard in this house where I'm living alone. I thought I didn't even I didn't even know who to rely on at the time, so I just sent a message to someone at the top of my line chat history. It was Furen. If you can't listen to this, you don't have to, but some weird sound popped up in my VOD. I told her, at first she said, "What's this? Paranormal activity, lol." Then a few minutes later, she replied to Hoshikawa, "This is bad." And then I called her and asked her what to do. I was so scared. Then Furen said, "You can come to my house," even though it was late at night. So I went to her home in a hurry. I didn't even dry my hair properly. I was still wet and stiff. I just got changed and then took a taxi to Furen's home. I was really thankful to her. It was probably the most terrified I've ever been in a while in a taxi. I was still nervous about it, and for the first time in my life, I actually started a conversation with the taxi driver. Even though I usually never start a conversation with a driver, except for, "Sorry, but please could you have a conversation with me?" I said, "I'm really sorry, driver." I asked if they were okay with scary stories. After that, I explained the situation. We chatted. The driver was really cute though. He said, "Wait, let me prepare myself first," they said. It was a first time for me. I almost cried a lot the whole time. Even when I arrived at Furen's home, it was probably her first time seeing me like that. I just clung to her legs because I was so scared. She was so kind and kept telling me that she could stay at her home. And obviously, yeah, it seems like, they did a lot of other stuff as well. And again, it's just the story that we've been told, essentially, in terms of, they found people to go and try purify it. They said, "I tried to call a lot of people, but the only one who was still awake at that time, in the middle of the night, by the way, was Asumi from Vispo. I told Asumi, 'Hey, let's go karaoke now. I'm serious.' So yeah, then we went to karaoke and killed some time there. And obviously, yeah, but during the time I waited for her in front of the karaoke, I was acting strangely. I even realized myself, I was looking around like crazy, scared or something. So it seems like it definitely did spook her to a very big degree, right? And it's understandable. And again, I don't know if that is the only clip that is there. Obviously, from what it sounds like, there was like more to it, and that's why, it isn't the only muted part, but maybe this was the only clip. And if this is the only clip that is to do with this, and if this is the only thing that has come from this, I think the most logical kind of understanding, most logical kind of thing to come from this is more than likely, just a throat sound, like a lung, coffee, whatever you want to call it sound, right? I don't know if she had a cold at the time or something, maybe, but it does sound like, whenever she breathes in, the sound goes away, right? And it just sounds like one of those like raspy kind of, I don't know what you call it, right? We've all experienced it before. You breathe in, your throat's a bit tight or whatever, and you make like some weird noise, right? And it can sound like, a ghost or like some kind of supernatural thing. Listen to it again.
Nice.
And I think you go, and then like lets it all out, right? So again, I don't know. Maybe it's not. Maybe there is actually a ghost living in a house. I don't know. I doubt there is. Again, I just kind of want to be positive about this because, of course, it seems that she is actually spooked by this. Not. I don't want to like further it and say, "Ooh, but there could be." No, because I don't think there is. Right? Let's be real. I'm not a big ghost believer, but maybe you're a big ghost believer. Maybe you're a big supernatural being believer, and you could tell me what exactly this supernatural being is, because I know there's different types of them. I played a bit of Phasmophobia. I know what I'm talking about, so again, maybe there's something to do with that. I don't know. But let me know down in the comments what kind of ghost you think it is, because I'm very interested in that. But at the end of the day, if you're thinking logically, and in my head, it's just her breathing in, I feel like, and maybe she just didn't catch it whenever she was doing it, because of course she was laughing at a joke or laughing at something, it seems like, so she probably wasn't thinking about how she was breathing. Maybe she's got headphones in as well, so she can't really hear it, and it just sounds creepy whenever it kind of comes back, right? And yeah, obviously said this sounds like such a normal thing to happen sometimes in videos and streams. Apparently there's like an issue with like Windows and stuff like that as well. Some people saying it could be like a digital thing or like a fan acting up or some feedback. That could also be the case as well. It could be a digital error as well. Maybe OBS or whatever program she's using could have messed up as well. Maybe made that thing. Sometimes lines cross over as well. Yeah, I've seen that happen a couple of times where like the communications kind of get messed up. So maybe someone else's stream was kind of going into it a bit. I don't know, but again, I don't know. It seems weird. My best guess is, you know, breathing in. But as I said, maybe some of you guys are supernatural fans out there. Maybe have some other more fun explanation as to why this happened. I don't know. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSups, use my code Kazo, get 10% off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. So, ya.